So a bunch of work has been put into my car. Right now the engine is still out of it. I had to convert it from a manual to an automatic. I know, don't ridicule me. I don't have the manual transmission, I only have the automatic, so I'm doing with what I can after the accident. The whole interior has been transferred in. I had to take the center console back out because I had to redo the e-brake lines, so all that will be put back in. I have it up on jack stands right now because I'm actually putting the tank back in, because this originally had disc rear end, but I didn't have the other disc. It was missing one of the rotors, so I just converted it to drums. What the hell, why not? And I had to drop the tank because this used to be an ABS system, and so some of the brake lines didn't match up with the non-ABS system, so I had to swap those out. Still looking for a rear bumper and a tail light. So far it's coming along quite good. I got it rolling. This is the old bastard that I got in a car accident with. I completely stripped it bare. There's almost nothing left to her. All gone. This used to be a near pristine interior in here, but I had to swap it all over. It's kind of echoey in here, actually. I know I'm going to have a lot of parts left over. I still have this power steering unit, which I just took out. I had to use a hacksaw right now. So that's still good if somebody knows how to replace that part. There's my engine right there. The VTEC with its F22B1 and the automatic transmission. And then I got an ass load of parts for here that are still going to go back in the car, like the manifold, alternator, AC compressor, 5-speed manual ECU right there, ABS unit that controls the ABS is there, and then my spoiler, extra consoles, and the side skirts that go to my car, random wiring. And I have a huge bucket around here somewhere that has a bunch of extra wiring from the 5-speed. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. A lot of work has been done. This car is so close to being done. I just have to get the tank back up, hook up the rear brake lines, and then drop the motor in. And then all I have to find is there's the extra parts here, more of them. All I have to do is find a new hood, because this one's pretty badly dented. I hammered out most of it, but it's still pretty bad. Still got the old carpeting from the car that was wrecked. Heat shields are going back in. Stock exhaust, which is going to go back in. The old fuel tank, so that's still good. I'm not sure about the fuel pump, but all the connections and everything looked pretty good in it. I do have the sender unit, it's inside there. The fuel filler with the vent, that's still very good. That came out of my tan car, so I kept the one that was in that one, so I know this one is still very good. Front cross member, it's missing one of the torsion bars, so for the suspension, so that is still extremely good with a engine mount in the front, but the engine mount went bad, it broke from the accident. I still have good fuel lines here, so I have very good fuel lines with one of the brake lines to the driver's side, so those are still good. So if you guys need any parts, just let me know. My front bumper I'm still going to reuse, still good. I have a back seat cushion. That's all I have, because that's all that came with that car, was just the back seat top part. So the bottom part is missing. This is kind of like a darker brown tannish color. It's from an EX version of the car. I still have some of the trunk carpeting left. We still have a good heater core here. So if anybody's looking, no, that's not a heater core, that's the That's the AC condenser. That fan is bad. It was full of mouse shit. But I also still have a very good heater core in this car, which is still sitting in there. I just haven't had a chance to remove it yet. So if you guys are looking for a heater core, there you go. Or a steering wheel. This one has light wear on it. I had to punch the ignition to get it out, so the ignition, the cylinder lock is no good, but the rest of it is. So it still's got the turn signals, headlight control, and everything. So if you guys need anything, just let me know. I'll even trade for other parts. Like I said, I'm looking for a left tail light for a 94 or 95 Honda Accord, a rear bumper. I'm looking for a sunroof switch for them. So if you guys have one of those that are willing to trade for a part or something, I need that. This one's still functional, but I just can't control my sunroof. I'm also looking for a radiator. That's something that's really needed. Other than that, and then I also need to swap windshields out on this one too. And then on the glass on all this here is good. No cracks or anything. I am keeping the windshield because I'm going to need it to swap it over, because this windshield's still good. I don't need to swap any of the glass over from that one to this one, because all the glass is good, and I love that it's tinted. So yeah, just lots of work I'm still doing. I'm gonna need the interior scuff skirts, or whatever the hell they're called, because this one right here was all warped and everything, and on top of that they used freaking self-tapping screws and put those in. So everything's swapped over. Keys work in it. I changed out the lockout on the fuel tank and the trunk. I swapped out the lock mechanism on the back seat release, and I changed the lock mechanism on the glove compartment. Now, because this car wasn't an accident, the airbags never went off, but I am terrified that they will go off as soon as I plug in a battery or anything. So these airbags are not hooked up. They're non-functional, and I already pulled the SRS bulb because I know it's going to light up, and I hate bulbs lit up. I will be needing to look for tires, so that's another thing I'll trade parts for. So I got a lot of good parts here. If anybody's willing, to come out and grab whatever you need, just ask me beforehand so I can let you know if I still have them or if it is available. Like I have a cross member here for the dashboard. That's an extra one that's good. It came out of that one, and I chucked that one out and took the one from that one and put it in here. So interior carpeting is very good. There's just some light stains and stuff. There's just a bunch of garbage and shit on it. I have two good door panels. I decided to keep the ones that came with this car. So these ones are still good. Yeah, they look a little bit like crap, but you just wipe them up and they're good. Glove box cover, another good thing. Caliper for the rear with the e-brake hookup on it, still good. I have the other caliper somewhere, but the e-brake is not hooked up to it. It wasn't good. Oh, here it is, right here. So here's the other e-brake cable. So I got two e-brake cables, two calipers, if you guys want it. I also have the old rear part of the suspension here with a disc brake on it. I couldn't use that because it was not compatible with my system. So that ended up not being used. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, message me or something like that. Try to get a hold of me and I'll let you know. These parts are located in Washington State. That's in Shelton. That's about a 20-minute drive from Olympia, about a 45-minute to an hour drive from Seattle. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and that's the update for the page. And have yourself a great day, and I'm going to get back to work on this fella. Peace.